Creative Brain Candy by creators for creators.
I need to figure out where the hell the screen is here for, oh, there we are. Because I want to put you over here where I can see you. Okay. And then I got the old soundboard app over here. I'll tell you what, man, I think we're going to be starting over on some things. And what I mean is a couple weeks ago, a month ago or whatever, I don't even, the past, summer's flown by.
I agree.
But at one point in time, I actually had this stash of all these episodes that we have recorded, and I've switched from my desktop to my laptop.
Yeah.
And I had a hell of a time trying to find one of those episodes that I could work with for episode 30. And it was kind of a rush deal. I'm like, okay, right. I found an episode. I'm going to edit it. I had to cut a lot out and I left a lot in. But when we're talking, we were talking about things that happened 3 months ago. And for the 10 people or whatever amount of people that we have listening, they might be confused because the timetable's jumping all over the place. I don't even know if that's relevant or not.
Okay.
But I think what we do need to do is continue working our, and I think your side is good, how we record an episode, we give it a name, you upload your files. I just got to fix my side.
Okay.
My side's a mess.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear about this. Do you want to get on with the show?
Yeah, we can do that. You're listening to Eyes Forward March, a podcast geared towards building the core of the non-commissioned officers. Heat up your MRE, crack open a cold Rip It, and join your platoon daddies, Sergeant Bacon and Sergeant Seagar, as they continue to build networking skills, have some laughs, uplift morale, and talk about daily issues soldiers face. Let's begin.
That's right. I'm Sergeant Seagar, and with me, as always, Sergeant Bacon, the guy who just smells so damn good. You always want to have him in your mouth. Oh, what?
Whoa.
A new episode that we're going to record, and I think we have to start by pimping somebody. Anybody you want to pimp on the Creative Brain Candy Network?
We can.
We definitely don't want to pimp ourselves again. That did not work.
It kind of worked. I very much enjoyed listening to that. So, how about Simply Stogies?
Yeah, Simply Stogies is a good one. What do you want to talk about? Simply Stogies.
They're doing a lot of good things.
Yeah. No, Simply Stogies is doing a lot of amazing things. They just got back from the PCA trade show. What an amazing batch of knowledge and information and content came out of that trade show. And honestly, that's almost 2 months old, and they're still pumping out content to stay on schedule because there's just that much. But also, I want to point out that if you are listening to this show and you are in the military, you are of legal age, I believe federally, that's 21 now, and you want to enjoy cigars, head on over to oxfordcigarcompany.com. And when you check out, use promo code Simply Stogies to save yourself 10% off of your order. I personally have already used it once, and I'm getting ready to use it again. I know you're not going to use it. You're not a cigar guy.
You know what? I'm not a aficionado. I will. We talked about this before, but
right.
The cringe factor of my cigar abilities is limited to Swisher Sweets and stuff like that. So.
Right. Yep. Hey, so you're the guy that if a couple people are smoking cigars, you got nothing better to do, you're away from the family for a day, you might partake.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or when the family's around.
Right.
Yeah. My brother-in-law had a Cuban that we partook in, so.
Cuban.
Yeah.
I normally would
say
like
that?
to go into the mailbag, but I've already looked. I don't want to waste the precious time. There's nothing new in the mailbag, but I do have some new news for us. I just texted you today before we were recording. Before we recorded. We're on YouTube now.
Oh, yeah. We're on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, all of this is on YouTube?
No.
Oh,
only the
okay.
audio. Only the audio.
Okay.
So what I decided to do, since we have a Gmail account, that's how you reach us, podcastdfm@gmail.com. And part of Gmail is YouTube. I thought, why not go ahead and take our audio, convert it to video, and then put it on YouTube so that you can listen to it on YouTube. Which makes it nice for me because at work, I can stream YouTube all day long, but I can't stream podcasts very easily. So I figured, what the hell, we'll take the audio, we'll turn it into a video. So if you're watching it, you're just going to look at our logo and listen to us ramble.
Outstanding.
Yeah. And maybe in the future we'll do something. Who knows? But for the time being, I'm just going to start publishing our episodes not only on your favorite podcast platform, but I'm going to publish it on YouTube. Another way to listen to your favorite military podcast.
Yeah.
As you send me a text message.
Yep.
Because I can't edit out that ding.
It'll be
look
okay.
At that.
Yeah. I figured that was definitely worth sending to you while I was thinking about it. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. So what do you want to talk about today?
I want to talk about socks.
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 Like baseball? Like the White Sox, Red Sox, or?
Yeah, we could start there. But the warm, fuzzy things that cover your feet.
Socks. Okay.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
since you brought up the White Sox, amazing game they played at the Field of Dreams there, and that was super cool.
Yeah, no,
And,
I didn't get to watch the game. We actually had drill weekend while the game was on. We did hook it up to a TV. A couple of the guys did stream it, and they watched it.
Yeah.
I was working.
Yeah. Segueing right out of baseball into socks. So, like, how many times have you had some, like, senior leader when you were a junior soldier come up and be like, hey, you're not supposed to wear those white PT socks in your uniform? And you're like, really?
Yeah.
Like, that's your biggest problem of the day.
Yeah, that's sergeant major material when you're going to focus on somebody's socks, because I think actually, to be honest with you, I don't even know if the regulation's been rewritten or whatever, but it's either black or green is the color socks that you wear with combat boots.
Yeah.
And I think now they've changed the PT socks to white or black, but have to fully cover your ankles.
The bone.
The bone.
little bone there.
Yep. I find the fact that we're focused on socks a little disturbing.
Yeah. And that's where I was going, is the Army is full of issues throughout.
like every corporation or business or anything. Yeah.
Exactly. But you want to drill down and pick on my socks. And I always wondered why my socks?
I think I was sitting through, when I went through the MRT training, one of the soldiers that I went through the class with was a first sergeant. And he was a really cool guy. We got along really well. And then I remember at one point we had to teach back what we had learned, and we were assigned individual pieces of the curriculum. And I remember that I was sitting in front of the first sergeant, and my pant legs on this particular uniform are a little shorter than the other uniforms that I have. Oddly enough, they're all the same size, but this one pair of pants is just shorter. So I'm sitting there, and my pant legs creep up, and I just happen to be wearing white socks. And for whatever reason, It annoyed him so much that in the middle of his class that he was teaching, he stopped and he's like, Sergeant Seagar, your white socks are annoying me right now and making it really hard to focus. And I'm like, Roger, First Sergeant. But why are my socks? Because they are warm, they're comfortable, they meet every requirement, and my lights just flickered 3 times. Sorry.
Oh, that's signs of an alien abduction
or something. Anal probe. So I'm like, it's funny to me that the white socks in the uniform is the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Especially in a garrison environment. And to be honest with you, even in a field environment, socks are socks. And
right.
the Army's never given me socks.
Oh, really?
I think, well, they probably gave me my initial issue 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago, but they've never given me socks since then. I'm not going to go. Yeah, I could go to supply and I could ask for more socks. But in the interim of 7 years of this order being stuck in the supply chain, what am I supposed to wear? Because I can't go to Walmart and buy green socks.
Right.
I can buy black socks, but black socks make my feet sweat. I don't know.
Yeah. No, but like if you get the green socks from supply, dude, like you feel like a prostitute putting those things on. Like they come up to my knee.
They go,
and then I have to mine. Yeah. I have to fold them back down.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, you could literally take a green sock and make 2 combat thongs out of 1 sock,
easily. Or a banana hammock.
Yeah, and for some maybe hammock. 3.
True. Very true.
Yeah, I just don't understand socks. Like,
right.
Just say that it's got to be a sock and it's got to go up to the top of your calf.
Yeah.
Who gives a crew crap sock, about the color?
Right. What does the color of my socks have to do?
Okay, and you're going to make hey, First Sergeant, you're going to make a big deal about my sock? Guess what? I'm not wearing military issue underwear.
Wait, your combat thong was not issued to you?
No.
Listen, eyes forward, okay?
No, I was actually never issued underwear. When I went to basic training, after you got all of your issue, they gave you basically an allowance card, and we've mentioned this before. They bring you to the PX. They say you're going to buy these hygiene items, a pair of tennis shoes. You're going to buy underwear. You're going to buy that stuff from the PX, and that's going to be deducted from your paycheck.
No. See, the Army did issue me underwear.
Well, yeah, but that was back with what? With Lincoln, wasn't it?
Sherman. Sherman was okay, Sherman. But yes, they were BVD brand. So, but I mean, it's the little things like that. Whether it's socks, whether it's if I walk across the grass or whatever, right? Like just these trivial things turn into these monumental arguments. And for what reason, right? Like, oh, I cut the corner short. I took 2 steps across your grass, and now you saw my white socks.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I get it that some people, they focus on the regulation and order and discipline, and you know what you're supposed to wear and so on and so forth. Honestly, out of all the things that are going on in my organization or the next echelon, little things like the color of my socks are not the things that should be worrying you as a leader.
Right.
Like, I get it. Hey, you know that those aren't regulation. Roger, yep. Sergeant, but that's what I have.
It's laundry day.
Yeah, whatever the excuse, right? There's just so much more. I'd be more worried about haircuts.
Haircuts is a big deal, right? It's a professional. I can see somebody's haircut, right? It's a professional look. or the beard or their fingernail polish or whatever the case is, right? But 9 out of 10 times, you can't see my socks.
Right. No, keep going.
No,
you're right. 9 times out of 10, you can't see your socks.
Right.
But
So
that one time that you do, it's the same thing with people. There's soldiers that wear non-issue T-shirts.
Yeah.
Like with writing and all that other stuff on their shirts. Is that authorized? Probably not. But commanders say, "Hey, you're supporting the company. It's
esprit de corps."
Yeah, esprit de corps, right? But why aren't you wearing a normal? If you're going to wear that esprit de corps shirt, then keep your blouse on.
You're right.
Okay, well, but then you're uniform. So if you take your blouse off, everybody's supposed to take their blouse off.
Yeah.
But that one soldier's like, well, it's 97 degrees out. The sun is blazing. If I take my top off, I'm going to get a sunburn.
Right.
It's just me. Stupid little stuff that it just doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
I think that more focus has to be put on the job at hand. What needs to be done?
Mission readiness.
Yeah. Your medal, your warrior tasks, your training.
Here's the thing. If I show up ready to train in a uniform, how I got there shouldn't matter. Right. I show up, I'm not going to fall out of the ruck march because I'm wearing white socks. I'm not going to fall out of a ruck march because I'm wearing a t-shirt with my unit support on it. I'm not gonna fail at training because I took 2 steps across the grass, because I wore my PT belt in the wrong direction. Little
at least
trivial
you're
shit.
Wearing your PT belt when you're supposed to wear it.
Well, yeah,
because that was the other when the PT belt was a thing that frustrated me, because every other leader wanted it a different way.
Right.
It's like, what's the regulation say? And I heard that back in the day, like Sergeant Major Daly, I think, back in the day, somebody brought it up to him and said, "What's up with this PT belt? It's just stupid." And the Sergeant Major of the Army at that time was like, "What are you talking about?" Now, that's third-person story. I don't know if that's true or not, so don't quote me.
He's having that conversation. These guys are coming up to me talking about PT belts.
Yeah, what's there's nothing in the regulation about a PT belt. What?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, and speaking of the running, right?
Yeah.
I've actually gotten during a deployment, had a run, because we have fun runs during deployment, which make total sense.
Oh yeah.
And I've had my rear end torn apart because I wasn't sounding off. And I'm like, oh, I see where I made the mistake. I should have fallen out with the other 75% of people in the first third mile, because they're not at the finish line getting yelled at. So you're going to yell at me for finishing but not sounding off. But the people who didn't finish, they're okay.
It's right. That's another one right there. You're not sounding off. Listen, I'm pasty and white. It is impossible for me to sound off and stay in step. So you're getting one or the other.
Right. It's just, I don't understand. Like, do some leaders just wake up in the morning and, got a sour Fruit Loop and decide, I've got to yell at somebody for some stupid ass reason?
Well, right. And when it's you, because that Sergeant Major power stride, you can pick that guy out all the way across. Like, you're looking at a parade field. You just look at it, and all of a sudden, here comes this.
You know how they always say that when they have cops are out on the road and they're pulling everybody over, they say, oh, they have quotas to fill. I feel like sergeant majors do the exact same thing sometimes, and even first sergeants who are training to be sergeant majors, like, crap, I'm 3 below my quota. I better start finding some crap to bitch about.
I bet if I go up by the PX, somebody's wearing white socks.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, it just seems like the stupidity of the things that people get in trouble for.
Right.
I see people getting yelled at and ripped apart for forgetting or not having their wall locker key when they come to drill.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. They left their locker key in their jewelry box at home or in their nightstand. That's why we have a spare key in a box in the armory for that situation.
Right.
Why are we ripping them apart? They only do this 1 day a week or 2 days a week, or 3 days a week or whatever it is now.
Yeah. But the name of the game is physical security. So your shit's locked up, right? So it's not going to go missing. I just can't use it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a spare key, then it's like, hey, no big deal.
Yeah, hey, I gotcha. You need your key. I can't get it to you right now.
Exactly.
But come back in 15 minutes. I'll be able to get it to you. It's just.
But why is that worth an ass chewing?
I get that we need to train soldiers to follow protocol to get from point A to point B, to be responsible, to do these things. But at the same time, how does a pair of white socks or forgetting my locker key, how is that detrimental to the mission? Because I have a pair of socks on, I can still accomplish the mission. And there's a spare key, I can still get into my locker and accomplish the mission.
Yeah. And I don't know if the mentality behind it is, hey, well, you're pushing your luck with the socks. So now what other regulations are you going to try to push? Or what other policy are you going to try and leverage to your advantage? And it's like, okay, I maybe I could buy that if I was like, pilfering 25 cents for a soda or something like that. But yeah.
Well, speaking of that, there no gambling.
Yeah.
Right. But how many times have you sat in the barracks and played some Texas Hold'em and threw down a couple bucks?
No, I never have.
Oh, me neither.
No, I legit. Like,
okay.
Not even. Yeah, and that's okay, right? But
yeah,
that would imply that you have friends and people that, I have such a good poker face. Nobody would want to.
Yeah, nobody would want to. Yeah, I'd win. I just think that out of all the dumb little, I guess, before you rip somebody apart for wearing the wrong pair of socks or wearing a technically unauthorized T-shirt or having their hair a little too long, instead of just ripping them apart, maybe just saying, hey, that ain't right. Can you fix it or fix it next month? Your haircut. Hey, we can cut your hair. We got a company pair of clippers right here. Free haircut.
First sergeant's a barber.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah.
He is.
Hair's going to grow back. So who cares if your hair looks a little off? Hair's going to grow back.
A little off is one thing.
Yeah.
But I had a soldier. He was going to have to brief the brigade commander. And that was just, it looked like somebody took a weed whacker after it. And all I said to him was, 1500 is the cub.
Right.
You need to know who you're presenting to. And he's like, got it. He took off, come back, and now that's the haircut you should have had. So
yeah, and you know what? We had a soldier who constantly for months would come in with uncut hair. Minus all the other scenarios for a while there, leadership was just ripping them apart. And I said, hey, where's our clippers? Well, we don't have clippers. Well, clippers are cheap.
Yeah.
Let's get a pair of clippers and let's keep them around. And let's let everybody know, hey, next month, if you come in and you don't have a haircut, you're getting shaved.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually this one kid came in and 3 months we shaved his head. And after we shaved his head, we told him, hey, man, that actually looks good on you. You look good with your hair shaved like that. And now he comes in every month with his head shaved. Don't have to worry about it.
I bet he got himself a date, too.
Probably. He did legitimately look good. He could pull off a buzzed cut.
Oh, hell. What do you think? What else you got?
Till next time, I'm Sergeant Seagar, and
I'm Sergeant Bacon.
And I got to play that funny outro music.
Oh, yeah. Looks like that's another mission completed.
A 30-mile check ride in the bag.
Hit us up, podcastefm@gmail.com.
Or follow Podcast EFM on Instagram.
Thank you for listening. Until next time, I'm Sergeant Bacon.
And I'm Sergeant Seagar. As always, eyes forward. March. Time for some legal shit. The views and opinions expressed right here on EFM are that of our own. They do not reflect those of Creative Brain Candy or their affiliates.